CJ Goes Live, giving an update on my brother today. Okay, so it was pretty good this morning. He had a pretty good morning. He ate breakfast. He ate bacon. He ate some eggs. He ate a little bit of an English muffin. He was acting okay. He was kind of coherent. He could hear us. We could hear him. Kind of try and talk to us. So Dad and I were there early this morning. Dad stayed overnight again. It's tiring, very tiring process to always be there. And they're being there, my parents are being there, I'm there, and everybody's like, we need a nap. We had family there today. We had my Aunt Simone, we had my Aunt Christine, and yesterday we had Lolo and Susie, or Anna, Lolo and Anna. And Susie, I love you. I hope you can get better too. I just want everyone to keep praying for Christian, because today, when we got back, my dad and I left around 11, got back around 3:34. Christian had aspirated, was having convulsions, and couldn't breathe. When we saw him, he's barely breathing. So the doctors came in, they gave him some more antihistamines and things to clear his lungs, because he has the congestive heart failure at this point. This morning he sat up. He had physical therapy. He sat up. Everything was good. And we came back and panic in the room, So leave date for Dad and I was tomorrow morning, because we have things to do. But we can't leave because Christian is barely breathing at this point. We don't know what's really going to happen. And he has a couple of contusions now, because he's been in bed for so long. He's got a couple of contusions, in his lower area. And if those get infected and he gets some kind of like sepsis or MRSA or any kind of infection, they can't treat the infection because of all of the other things that are wrong. The liver, the heart, the kidneys still work, the brain still works, the heart is still working. He's not on a ventilator. So that's a real positive sign. His oxygen is low. His blood pressure tends to go up and down, up and down. But he's still real yellow, eyes still real orange. And it's, he's lost all the muscles in his arms, his legs, and now even his neck. He can't move his neck. You have to take his head and go like that and move his head for him, because the muscles are so weak. So the doctor's really giving him not a whole lot of chance at this point, but I was really grateful to God today when Pastor Jason Carr showed up and Christian responded. Even though Christian can't talk, he still responded. You could see it in his mouth. You could see him move in his mouth. And I think it gave Christian a lot of hope. It gave my dad a lot of hope, that's for sure. My dad was really touched by Jason coming up there and taking time out of his schedule. He was there to see somebody else, but he took the time out of his day. And his wife, Donna, they're amazing people, and I'm really grateful for Jason coming up, Pastor Jason coming up and talking with Christian. And I think it made a difference. I know it made a difference, and it made a difference to Dad. So that was the big thing. But right now, we're still looking at Christian's INR level. That's like his INR level is around 3 and 3.5. It should be under 2. What that means is if you're under 2, the doctors can cut you and you're not going to bleed to death. If you're a 2.2, 2.1, 2, he's a 3.5. They cut you, your blood's like water. You're dead. You can't. So they can't suck anything out of his lungs because he's got double pneumonia in both lungs, congestive heart failure, liver failure. His stomach is bloated up the size of like a beach ball. And his whole lower area is like size of a basketball in the lower area. And it's so painful. He's got scars all over both arms now, both hands. Dad and I cleaned his nose today, and inside his right nostril, the entire thing was filled with blood where he puts his oxygen. So he's been pulling his oxygen out. But seeing him take a breath every 5 or 6 seconds is troubling. The good signs were his physical therapy went well today. And tonight he's doing better. His blood pressure is back up to normal. His bilirubin is back up to normal. His oxygen is back up to normal. I think it's 97. Which is not really normal. It should be like 98, 99, but it's close enough to keep him alive, And he still has the will to live, and we still have the will to carry on. So Dad and I are going to stay because we have to stay. And, I'm really sorry to my guys that I know I got to pay you. Stacy could pay you. Just call me. Stacy will pay you guys, and take care of things and take care of jobs and come to the inspections and all that stuff. My brother's life is more important than work right now, or money, or anything like that, or clients, or anything. I have to stay to make sure that he lives. This is a person's life. This is my brother's life. And I'm going to make sure that before I leave, I am confident that I should leave or I should stay, But I thank you all for your prayers. It's been, so amazing, the power of prayer. And then, running into Pastor Carr today and having him come up and pray with Christian and pray with my dad, pray with me. And we all prayed together in the parking lot with Gianni. And that's the lost soul in this whole thing, is Gianni. We're not sure what's going to happen with him at this point because, Stace and I have 3 kids, and things. We could take another one, I guess. You know what I mean? My mom is handling the load and taking care of Christian, being there every day, every night, plus taking care of Gianni. When my dad and I leave, it's going to be real tough for her because she's not going to have anybody to assist. And she's been doing this, for a long time already. And it's remarkable what she's accomplished, but it's not sustainable. Anybody who's ever been in this position or had parents in this position or husband or wife or kids or whatever, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you don't, God forbid you ever do. I pray that you never do. I pray that you never have to go through this because this is something that affects the whole family. Depression, alcoholism. These are issues that everybody knows are huge issues, but really nothing is being done about it. When Obama was the president, he closed down many of the rehab and alcohol centers. My mom's boyfriend, Patrick, couldn't attest to this. So I'm not saying that Obama did bad things. I'm just providing evidence that a lot of these mental illnesses and these war veterans and these people like my brother who have alcoholism, and there's millions and millions of people in this country that are addicted to alcohol, and there are treatment centers closing down. Patrick lost his job over 20 years in the field, and he lost his job. They're closing down everywhere. They were all over Daytona, DeLand, Orange City, Orlando. They're gone. There's no more. You have to walk into a hospital and then take a number, and they tell you to, here, take a Xanax or whatever. Problem is not being addressed. Depression is not being addressed. Alcohol abuse is not being addressed. And it's those things that have put my brother in the Halifax hospital on the 4th death floor, where the doctor said, "I can't believe you're still here." What a thing to say. But you know what? We're going to keep praying. I thank all of you for being there and following, commenting, and especially the VanSluytman family. You guys are amazing. You know how our family is. We're a loving family. The Gomes family, the Matos family, my extended family, my friends, even guys that work for me, calling me, and it's very touching. It's very telling that Christian has a lot of people praying for him, and my goal is to take care of my parents at this point, because this is their child. Can you only imagine, I said to my dad today, "I'm so sorry, Dad, that you're watching your child on his, what could potentially be his deathbed." But we believe and we feel and we pray and we feel that Christian will survive. I don't know how. It's going to take like 2 miracles or like a bunch. It's going to take like that many miracles for it to happen. But I believe, I feel like it can still happen. And I feel the energy from everybody. It's incredible what I said to Pastor Carr today. That the power of prayer, you can actually feel it, for non-believers who are like, bah humbug or whatever about God this or Jesus nothing. Yeah, well, it's real for a lot of people. So faith, whatever your faith is, you enjoy it. You enjoy your faith and you take it to the limit. My faith is in God and in Jesus Christ. And I know that my angel was sent today to talk to my brother and to counsel him. And God is with him. God doesn't always show up, but he does send. So on that note, CJ Goes Live. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you guys sticking with us, and your prayers matter. Like, they matter. I can't say it enough. But have a good night. Love you guys.